lower growing columnar shape, which I kind of, from that picture, it does look very, it doesn't get real wide. I would almost say that would be a columnar variety.
For sure, yeah.
Except the branches are not actually pointing up. They're actually pointing out, and they're just kind of short.
Stubby little dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negative 40 degrees, 8 feet high, and 4 feet wide. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing what they're saying is after 10 years, that's the estimated.
What to expect, huh?
Yeah, after 10 years. That's what they usually do, or every 10 years or whatever.
Yeah. Another Swiss stone pine. It's the tip-top dwarf.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's Pinus sembra,
thing.
but it's a tip-top cultivar. And it's something
It's
maybe
smaller.
to keep your eyes out for. You may not find these things at the big box stores. You might have to go to like more of a smaller nursery,
right?
More of a specialty nursery.
If you really want, like, I'm pretty sure they can order what you want.
Yeah,
like they only order what they know they're going to sell, or is more reasonably that they will sell. It's popular stuff. So if you want something that is definitely unique, like a tip-top dwarf Swiss
tippity-top,
Swiss stone pine, then I would have to say you could just go in and talk to them and be like, this is what I want. Can you get it for me?
Yeah.
And they will order it in. It might take a while.
Yeah, it might take a while. I remember being in the nursery, at least working in the nursery business, and Isley was like the specialty from the Pacific Northwest, the specialty evergreen suppliers for everybody. And anyway, that Isley is a kind of a big name there. But Willard Bay probably had a bunch of these cool little obscure evergreens.
Was Barney?
Yeah, Barney.
Barney was the man.
Love you, Barney. All right, so as we move forward, dwarf Serbian spruce, Picea amorica.
Yeah, this one reminds me of that Alberta spruce. What was it? Dwarf Alberta spruce. Not that awesome.
It's not unless you've got a bunch of space, probably, because it's super
still
fat.
Yeah, it says it gets maximum height is 6 to 5 feet.
Or 3 to 5 feet.
Or 3 to 5 feet.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how wide.
Equal width.
Oh, equal width. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe...
So it's like a ball.
It has its place
5 by
for
5.
sure. Yeah, it's like a ball.
It's a 5 by 5 little stubbins. It's gross looking. I wouldn't get that. I like I like the evergreens where you can kind of see in the branching structure and stuff. I mean, I guess you could replace this with something with this that takes up that space, that maybe loses leaves, or something that you just want it green all the time. But
it'd be a great little habitat for some critters, They could cruise in there and they'd be like, this is my ham.
Yeah, I don't know. You can get that with other stuff too.
Sure.
Green spire euonymus japonica green spire.
Okay, yeah.
So this is a winter hardy down to -10. That's not a lot, but that's pretty good for a euonymus.
Euonymus is not a conifer. It's going to be a broadleaf evergreen. I believe I've seen a few of those at Lagoon.
Yeah.
Super cool. Little buttes.
Glossy green foliage, perfect for creating a narrow hedge or screen. Maxing out at 6 to 8 feet in height, and the spread is only 1 to 2 feet. That is crazy. Dang. That's a lot like those down in St. George, those Italian cypress.
Yeah.
That's what that would remind me of.
As far as that 1 to 2 feet width.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's only going to be, like, my ceiling is 9 feet tall. So that's as tall as, max. That's as tall as it's going to get.
You could create a really cool formal look, if you had like a drive, a kind of a windy drive or whatever up to your home or garage or whatever, and it would give you like this really clean, formal look. That would be cool to see on a bigger scale. 9. Okay. Green Arrow Weeping Alaska Cedar. So the Chamaecyparis Nuctaensis Green Arrow. So you've got
bravo for saying that right.
Dude, those are super, super cool. So the Alaskan cedar, right? You've seen a few of those around this area.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot, though, for whatever reason. They're winter hardy down to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously, the name Green Arrow gives you this idea that it's quite vertical, and you could easily plunk that into other plantings, deciduous and non-deciduous, to allow for this super cool, like, spiring, towering, vertical monstrosity.
It's really cool looking. It's and any of these that we say, any of these plants, we'll put a link to this article in the description, and then anything that you see in here, you could look up and you could probably find all those things that you're missing: soil preferences, pH, all these things that you'd be interested in, just by Googling them. Going to Wiki Plants. I don't know. There's Wikipedia has everything.
Wacky.
I always look.
I'm just kidding.
Because they're fairly new, probably fairly new, but they're still. We're talking. Someone's done a paper on this somewhere about everything for it to be commercially in there. But it looks really cool, kind of like hangy and mossy almost.
Yeah, mossy, kind of a super pendulous. It reminds me of something that you would see in a Japanese garden, and so there's a lot of people that might want to replicate the same plantings in a Japanese garden, and this would fit the bill, I think, perfectly. So
one thing it says in here that they talk about the footprint of the plant. So that's the amount of space that it takes up. So I guess we could start referring to the footprint. So it has a very tiny footprint, but it says it gets 20 feet tall.
Right.
And you might not consider that a dwarf, but it has such a small footprint that it works. 'Cause it's only 20 feet by 1 foot wide.
That's phenomenal. That's
crazy.
Great. I mean, you wouldn't, if you had like some kind of like deck or something above your planting space, that would not work out. But anyway, cool beans, brother.
So the dwarf Japanese black pine, Pinus thunbergii, Coco Bakai, fully winter hardy at negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 10 degrees Celsius. Is that what it is? 12 degrees Celsius?
Yeah, it's down there.
Something like that.
This is kind of cool because this Japanese black pine they're claiming that it's deer resistant. It's a deer resistant evergreen.
Ooh.
Which might, some people on the benches, the foothills, might be more interested in something like this.
Yeah. So it reaches 4 feet high and 2 feet wide. That is teeny. Upright candles of the new growth in the spring, coupled with the narrow growth habit, make it an excellent choice for containers and small gardens. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one.
Candelabra.
That looks a lot bigger in that picture than it says it is, because I would think that's about a foot.
Yeah, I think they just got the camera really close to that.
Okay.
And then leaned down.
Yeah, good call there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool, and I've always really liked black pines. That's like the primary Japanese garden pine, which we don't have a lot here, so that's a really cool one. So yeah, those are 10 of the evergreens, dwarf evergreens that you can get in your yard that you can go check out. Cool. So if you want to see the other 5 on their list that we're not going to get to, check out the link. The title is Dwarf Evergreen Trees, 15 beautiful choices, and the website is Savvy Gardener. You could go find that, or you could just click on the link. But with that, we leave you.
We leave you, my podlings.
My podlings. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.
All right. Take care, Blaine.
Yeah, bye. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. I want to thank Brad for coming and doing this podcast with me. I want to thank the listeners, the podlings, my podlings. Thank you. Dwarf Evergreen Trees. It was a fun one. I just want to remind you guys about horticult.com. Go check it out for all your horticult needs. We got a shop and a blog and all the links to all of our social media. If you want to find us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you could find those links there at horticult.com. We do a live stream Wednesday on Facebook on the business page, so join the business page and you can join in live and you can see all the other videos that I've posted on those things. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Remember to plant on, Babylon.